I think it's very important for consumers or customers to understand Braid when they're making a purchase, and quite often we get asked questions like, which one should I use? I used to have £20 on my spool, but I'd like to go to a £30, or I use £8 and it's very strong. And the answer to that is, the best thing to do is for you to physically feel the actual braid, because what's happened with Braid is initially Braid was made for the American market and it was made for the European market, and any braid that was made for the American market was generally seriously understated. So if they said it was £8, it was probably £20 and maybe even a bit more. And as you go up, so the guys that are spinning a lot, that are looking for like a 20 or a £30 braid, they were often using American braids that were like £6 and £8 because they were so seriously understated. So you've got to feel the thickness and then look at what it says about the breaking strength. If you feel a braid and you take a Japanese one, which normally has a PE rating, and these are Japanese braids, for example, it's a top-end Japanese braid, and it's going to have a PE rating which relates to the thickness. The measurement is very difficult to go by, because when you measure a braid, it flattens it. So don't go by the measurement. Look at what it says the breaking strain is. Ask yourself, is this an American or a Japanese orientated braid? Japan and Europe are pretty much the same. They will give an accurate breaking strain. But for you yourself as the consumer, when you feel the thickness, generally two thin braids, one American and one Japanese, will break at the same breaking strain. They are all made out of very similar stuff, and there's basically 3 grades, and the top end one might be a little bit thinner, but rather feel it for yourself. So here we've got European orientated and Japanese orientated braids, and then we'll show you some American brands now. So here we've got a whole lot of brands that are American orientated. They're designed primarily for the American market, so they are generally all understated. So the nice thing though is that you'll see here, you can actually feel it. Most of these braids will have a little sample sticking out of the side of the packaging, so that you can actually feel it. And whatever you see on here, if it says it's £8, understand that it's probably a lot more. So the best way to try and work out whether it's suitable for your application is to actually feel the braid. When you feel the braid as well, you must remember that there's 2 different braids in the market. There's an 8 weave and there's a 4 weave. The 8 weave is a much smoother braid, and generally in your heavier braids you want to use an 8 weave. The 4 weaves are great for very light applications. If you're bass fishing or you're fishing around structure, the 4 weave is a lot more resilient to abrasion resistance. So you can go in and you can fish a 4 weave in the lighter braids up to about £20. Beyond that, it becomes too rough. It will cut straight through your fingers. Also, when you throw, you'll hear it in the guides. You can hear when a guy's fishing with a 4 weave, because if he tightens up on a fish, it goes through the guides. So your 4 weaves are generally a lot cheaper, and they're better in much lighter line applications, up to about £20. Beyond that, you definitely want to go for an 8 weave. Guys, hopefully that makes your purchasing of braid a little bit easier if there's not a salesman to help you guide you through the whole thing.